Hey everybody, welcome back for day 58 of 100 Days of Halloween. I hope you are doing well and happy Thursday. So, what are we doing for 100 Days of Halloween? We do have some new people. So, 100 Days of Halloween is the brainchild of our shenanigator. Yes, ringleader, whatever you want to call her, Ranee over at the Woolly Llama Shop, our awesome yarny friend and sister. She was discussing with some of us on a live that she wanted to do a project for the 100 Days of Halloween, and her idea was a Halloween or fall themed blanket or both. And but there are a lot of people who live in the South, including her, and she is further south than me. So I know it is a lot hotter there. Her idea, since it is, and I got something popping up on my screen. Sorry about that. Her idea, since it is so hot in the South, when 100 Days of Halloween started in July, was instead of making a fall or Halloween themed blanket that was going to grow, 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 and get bigger all at once, to do it in small bite-sized pieces or 6-inch by 6-inch granny squares or theme squares approximately. That has been another journey for her. You'll have to go look at her videos to find out why. So each square would have its own either applique with a fall or Halloween um, theme, or it could be colorways. It could be a square that had a motif already within. Um, I thought it was a brilliant idea. And since I'd been wanting to make a Halloween blanket for several years and hadn't had the chance, I decided I was going to join in solidarity and we could cheer each other on because I thought it was a brilliant idea. And um, she is more structured than I am because, and I keep losing my words, I kind of had a rough morning. I had a major throat closure, so I'm a little out of sorts this afternoon. And I'm trying to stave off having any more. And so if I keep taking drinks, and yes, it is not sponsored or affiliated by Duncan. However, if you want to, Duncan, we've got Nutty Pumpkin, my milk coffee, as Laura would say, coffee milk. Um, Gotta have the pumpkin spice, yes. Um, but Rainey is more structured than I am, and she had been going through the interwebs and compiling this really big list of all of these different squares, appliques that were fall and Halloween theme. And she thought she was going to be stopping at 100. However, she did not. Her list has grown and grown and grown and continues to grow. But almost every day, with the exclusion of when she's working, she draws free patterns or tutorials from her little jinxed jack-o'-lantern of joy and provides them for you guys so that if you guys want to join in, doesn't necessarily have to be a blanket, it can be any kind of project. As you have seen, if you go visit our lovely yarny friends and sisters, Patricia over at the Yarny Cat Crochet and Nova Gnome over at Nova Gnome Creations. Um, and I don't know why I always put Nova Gnome, but she's our little Nova Gnome. So, anyways, she draws them at random, providing them for you. That way, if you want to make something and just put an applique on something that isn't even a blanket, like Patricia did on a scarf or a messenger cell phone purse bag, um, or Nova is making wearables for her and some near and dear littles in her life, and she's using the squares for those. You don't have to make a blanket, they can turn into anything. So, with that being said, I am not that structured. I am going on creativity, throwing caution to the wind. Sometimes I'm drawing one of your guesses, suggestions at random. The We are doing a random square every day, and we never know what kind of square we're going to have for the next day until we draw it out. So then we have to figure out what we're going to put on it. So we've already finished squares 1 through 10, 11 through 20, 21 through 30, 31 through 40, and 41 through 50. And now we are working, oh, and yeah, and now we are working on 51 through 60. Whenever I finish a group of 10, I am doing a video short recap on those before I feed my blanket and add them in, which we just showed the blanket yesterday because I had added another group. And now we are at 9 going across and 9 up and down because, yes, my friends, I am putting my blanket together. The squares are going in my blanket in a C2C fashion, because it's less ends to weave in, and we got to love that, right? So this this group of 10 that we're working on today is number 58. So let's do a little recap starting with day 51 and get up to today's square so you can see what it is. And I'm excited for you guys to see it. I really am. I really am. I'm I love all of the squares I've been doing, but this one just kind of makes me super happy. And you will see why. So, day 51. For day 51, we drew at random this tri-colored orange square, and my uncle did not like it. And he immediately texted me and said, cover it up. He was giving me some feedback on what he thought should go on it, some ideas. And I talked to him a little bit through text and got some inspiration. And I came up with this goth vibe with this casket and these little sparkly black rosettes. And I just freehanded the vine and the little leafy bits. The information for the casket and the tutorial for the rosettes are all linked in the description box. Anytime I'm using somebody's blog post that has a written pattern or a video tutorial, it will be under that day's square in my description box. And I will, on the days where I have freehanded something, I will also put that so you know there is no pattern to look for. So there was day 51. Then for day 52, we drew out this swirl square that is a pattern from the Sirdar Halloween blanket crochet along. I had been practicing these because my kit took forever to arrive, and by the time it got here, it was too late for me to start it. They were just about halfway through the whole make along. So we will be doing that kit at a later date, and that's fine because I am loving this 100 Days of Halloween blanket that Ranee, our ringleader, decided was going to be a great idea. And it was, it absolutely was. So that was that one. Then day 53 square that we drew was this hot pink fuchsia sparkle. And of course, because I love my black kitties, I had to put this kitty applique on here. It's actually from a free pattern on Ravelry that is for a black cat banner garland. And I just made one of them and put on there. Super cute. I may make the whole garland at some point with a bunch of Halloween stuff on it, but I thought it was adorable. So it had to come on there. And yes, my friends, if you are new here and you don't know, sometimes we are using coaster patterns, we are using banner patterns if we find them and they kind of go with what we're doing. Besides, don't necessarily have to be an applique. So then for day 54 square, we drew at random this concentric circles granny square. Um, I chose to leave it blank because even Sam from Memphis Makes had the same thought I did when she saw it. It does give off like ogre or cyclops vibes. Yes, I'm having speech problems. And so I didn't want to mess it up by putting anything over it. So we left it as is. It was sparkly black, orange, the fluorescent green, and then it goes to purple and then starts back over with the sparkly black, the orange, and the green. So there was that. And then for day 55, we drew this like deep brick red square. And I was inspired like instantaneously almost. I wanted to put a vampire on here. I could not find a free pattern online anywhere, no tutorial, no nothing. If there are any, I missed them. So I decided I was going to freehand and do it myself. Um, Pretty simple with just circle, half double crochets for the ears, single crochet for the hair, some extended doubles for the little thing in the center. And I gave him little teepees. Yes, he's got fangs. That's just a little rectangle. Um, I think these were double crochets in the center chain and then on this side, and then I wrapped it before I put it on. This part for the cape was just the only part that I really had a problem with. But once I figured out how I wanted to do it, it was just a chain, single crochet, and then slip stitch down and just add increases to where I got it, and there was that. And then for day 56, we drew out this fluorescent pink. Yes, 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 hot pink, fluorescent pink. And I wasn't quite sure what I was going to put on it. And I was going through I have a little box that if I start working on like appliques or ideas in my head, whether they're finished or if they're finished, they're kind of going in the box. But I also have little sandwich zippy bags in there for pieces and parts that I haven't finished. And I had been working on a skull applique that I found from, I think it was Crochet Nirvana. And it was just a plain skull. And I was going to dress it up, but then Nova at Nova Gnome Creations dropped a tutorial for a skull and crossbones applique just for our 100 days of Halloween make along. That's she designed it for that. And so I opted to stop working on the skull I was working on and use her tutorial because I really wanted to do it and put it in my blanket like right away. And so I pulled the skull back out and I turned it into a sugar skull. I was inspired by one of the photos because her pattern is just the skull, not how to turn it into a sugar skull. But she had a picture on there and it inspired me to do my own thing for the sugar skull. And so that's what we did for the hot pink because sugar skulls are typically almost always on a very bright, vibrant colored background or with colors and everything else. So there was that. And then for yesterday's square that we drew at random on Tuesday for yesterday, it was solid black. And I chose to put the pattern is for a pumpkin ghosty. It's like a set of 4 or 5. And they're like little trick-or-treater ghosty friends. And so I just opted to make a couple more extra pumpkins and make it look like pumpkin patch ghosty. And after I did my video yesterday, I realized I embroidered this one's eyes. And when I did the other ghosty from this set, which was the Franken ghosty, I totally forgot I used the little tiny kawaii eyes. And I wish I would have done that on this one, but it's okay because this ghosty is just cute anyway. So there we go. And he's different. I want them all to be different. So that was yesterday's square. And that leads us up to today. We drew out this very vibrant, bright, I think it's pumpkin orange from Red Heart Super Saver square. And I kind of was like, what should I put on it? I knew it wasn't going to be a pumpkin because it was already pumpkin colored. I need a drink, guys. Coffee is our friend. So, bear with me. Yes, I knew it wasn't going to be a pumpkin because the square, I wasn't going to put a pumpkin appliques. And I had some other thoughts and ideas. So let's see what yours was before we go into what I put on mine. And I've got, oh, come on. Oh, I pulled up the wrong video. I pulled up yesterday's. No, that won't work because I won't, not yesterday's, day before. Okay, so let's see what you guys guessed or suggested. Donna Hoskinson said, "Hey, Missy, I'm late watching this one. You probably already have your square done, but I think anything done in black would look great on an orange square. Whatever you do will be awesome. Love you, girly." Thank you, Donna. Love you too. Um, Cynthia Erkenbrack, are you new? Because I don't remember seeing your name. Your blanket looks so good. I love it. Thank you, Cynthia. I appreciate that. Um, and I hope you continue watching to see more things put on it, because I do have some more squares that haven't been put on yet in a box. Because I only do them in an entire row until I have enough for that entire row. Lisa from Lisa Knits. Hi, Lisa. I think maybe a cauldron. We love cauldrons. Ranee at the Woolly Llama Shop. I am guessing a jack-o'-lantern face, like you did the black kitty face. Your blanket is fabulously frightful. Thank you, Ranee. Um, and I almost did that. But I backtracked, and you will see why in just a second. Patricia from the Yarny Cat Crochet said, "That is the most unique, wonderful blanket in the world. I love your ghosty square. If you can keep from not using it till next spare time, it would be an awesome entry. But I couldn't keep from using it. I know it's going to be so hard. You could so make patterns to sell on Annie's Crafts or Hirschner's. You are so talented." Oh, you're going to make me cry, Patricia. Don't. Thank you. Rainey brought out your creative juices by coming up with this idea. Yes, because I have never freehanded so much in my life. I mean, I freehand here and there and I go rogue. All of you guys know that. But when it comes to like appliques, and I have never freehanded this much. She is the shenanigator after all. Yes, she is our ringleader shenanigator. She needs a patch that says shenanigator. Rainy, there's a patch for you. I think something green on the orange would be good, like a pair of green and black witches socks with boots on. Love that. And then we have Nova over at Nova Gnome Creations. I think I am commenting early enough for you to actually get to read this one when you make tomorrow's video for once. Aw. I love the new square. So cute. Today I will guess a spider. Okay, guys. Nobody got it. However, like I said, I almost did the jack-o'-lantern face. Like I did that one total black square with just the cat face. Yeah, we have it right here. Where are you? When we did this one, because it was black, I almost did that with the orange for a pumpkin square. But then I got inspired by Nova. Something she has suggested multiple times, and it's been eating and chipping away at my brain on inspiration, and it hit me last night. So even though Nova's guess for today was a spider, I took well, she guessed it multiple times, but it never happened. And so Nova, this one is because of you. I did the one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater. on the orange square. And I really couldn't find anything online that I liked. And basically, so all I did, the pattern for the eye is from, I think it's Repeat Crafter Me. I screenshotted it so I would remember correctly. Yes, Repeat Crafter Me, and it's the crochet cartoon eyes. There's 2 sizes. And when you look it up, and I will put the link in the description box, this was the eye pattern right here. And so I went with it because, he only has one eye. And I decided he was going to be a chunky little purple people eater. So I just did a circle till I got it about the size I wanted it. And then I just did some chains and some half double crochets and made it come around. And did the same thing over here. I kind of used stitch markers to place where I wanted the little arms, legs, the feetsies, and the little antennas. And then I came down, slip stitched, and then I did a little arm, and I think I chained 10, 3 half double crochets, and then some singles, came down to the feet and just bent them and sewed them in place, and slip stitched over, did the same over here, and then came up slip stitch, and did the same for the arm over here that I did over here. And because you're going the opposite direction, this one looks like it's going up and this one down. And then for the bat wings, these little wings, I used the Ghosty Friends pattern for all the little trick-or-treating ghosties. One of them is a little bat ghosty that has little bat wings. I used the wing pattern from that right there because I thought they were super cute. And then I just did, I think it was, I chained 4, did a slip stitch, a single crochet, and another single crochet, and then I just put it on and embroidered his little mouth with his little fangies. And there's my one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater because of Nova. Yes, totally inspired by Nova. I hope Nova likes it. I hope this meets her expectations. I'm trying to figure out a way how to maybe I can get some of that label stuff that you can sew on projects and use permanent marker to write her name and then sew it on so that I know who inspired this one. I'll have to see if I can find some of that because my Walmart does not have it. Because that way I can, any of the squares that are inspired by somebody, because we do have one coming up that one of you guys drew a sketch, and I will be doing it. I'm just waiting for the proper square to put it on so it'll set it off because I don't want it to be buried in color. That way you can see it. And so there you go, Nova, the one-eyed, one-horned flying purple people eater. And I think he's super cute. There you go. So that was day 58. So let's draw for day 59, shall we? Let me get a drink again. My throat, it's just not being nice to me today. So here we go. Shake it up and let's draw. Oh. Okay, we've got red again, but it is a bright, almost blood red, as opposed to when we did the vampire, it was like a brick red. So yeah, we've got red for tomorrow for day 59. put your comments, guesses, suggestions in the comment section, and maybe we'll shake things up. And because I'm all about shaking it up and keeping you guys guessing on what I'm going to do. Maybe this evening I'll go through and read some of them, and I may pick somebody's suggestion. And then you'll see tomorrow whether I picked yours or not. Yeah, I think that'll be fun. Rather than pick from the spells and curses jar or wait and read everything and then see if anybody got it, maybe I'll sneak in there later this evening and see what you guys said and maybe put something on here that let's do this. So, yes, that'll be for day 59. So put your guesses, your suggestions in the comment section, and come back tomorrow for day 59. We're almost to day 60, another 10 done, and see what we did. So with that, I'm going to let you guys go, and I have a hair on me. And I will see you later. Love you guys. Bye for now.